Is BRRRR officially dead in 2025? Or are investors just scared to see the opportunity staring them in the face? You've probably heard people say the strategy doesn't work anymore, that high rates killed it, that the math just doesn't add up. But is that really true? Or is it fear talking? Fear that's keeping people on the sidelines while smarter investors scoop up deals. With higher interest rates and fewer transactions happening, it's easy to feel like BRRRR has reached the end of the line. But let me ask you this. What if this isn't the end? What if 2025 is actually the best time in years to use the BRRRR method, but only if you know how to play the game differently? In this video, we're going to break it all down. Is BRRRR dead? Is it just struggling? Or is this moment in the market your biggest chance to build long-term wealth while others are too nervous to act? I've seen BRRRR work through every kind of market. Low interest, high interest, booming prices, price drops. The truth is, the investors who win aren't the ones who got lucky with timing. They're the ones who adjusted, ran their numbers, and kept moving forward. Today, I'm going to show you exactly what's changed in 2025, where the real opportunities are hiding, and how to shift your strategy so you can keep building, even when the headlines tell you it can't be done. Let's dive in. What's changed in 2025? The first thing we need to talk about is what's actually changed in today's market. There's no denying it. Interest rates in 2025 are higher than what many investors were used to back when BRRRR deals felt like easy money. Gone are the days when you could lock in a 3% or 4% rate and have your rental income cover the mortgage with room to spare without much effort. Now we're seeing rates that are, frankly, normal by historical standards, but they feel high because we got used to those record low numbers. What this means is that you can't count on financing to bail out a weak deal. The numbers have to work from the start. But here's the upside. Competition has dropped off. Way fewer buyers are in the game right now. People are sitting on the sidelines, unsure what to do, waiting for rates to drop or hoping for some perfect scenario that may never come. And that creates a huge opening for investors who are ready. When fewer people are bidding, that means better purchase prices. It means motivated sellers who are willing to negotiate on terms. And that's where smart BRRRR investors can win. And yes, lenders have tightened up a bit. They're looking for clearer plans, stronger credit, and more skin in the game. But flexible financing options are available with BRRRR Cash. DSCR loans are still available. Private money is still available. Creative financing like seller financing, still on the table if you know how to ask. According to recent data, BRRRR deal volume dropped by nearly 40% in 2024, but here's the twist. The investors who stayed active reported stronger cash flow per door because they were buying better. Instead of overpaying in bidding wars, they got deals that made sense, even with today's rates. Where the opportunities are. So if BRRRR isn't dead, where exactly are the opportunities? I'll tell you. They're in the places and properties where other buyers have given up looking. The slowdown in buyer activity has opened the door to motivated sellers, people who need to move their property, who are tired of managing it, or who simply can't afford to hold on to it anymore. These are the deals where you can negotiate, not just on price but on terms. Maybe it's a lower price, maybe it's seller credits, maybe it's owner financing. The point is, fewer buyers means you can get creative. Another spot where BRRRR still works is in emerging markets or secondary cities, places where prices didn't spike as dramatically during the boom years and where rent still makes sense compared to property values. These are cities with strong job growth, stable population growth, and affordable price points where the BRRRR model can still pencil out. The key is doing your research, because what worked in 2020 in one market might not work in 2025, but somewhere else, it might be a gold mine. And let's not overlook value-add properties with light to moderate rehab needs. This is where you can boost your ARV without taking on massive renovation risk. Maybe it's cosmetic updates, maybe it's improving curb appeal, maybe it's addressing deferred maintenance that scares off retail buyers. And here's a fact that might surprise you. Properties bought at a discount during slow markets have historically appreciated faster once the market rebounds. So that deal you pick up today, while others are too nervous, could look like a genius move a few years from now. How to adjust your BRRRR strategy for 2025. Now, let's talk about how to actually shift your BRRRR strategy so you can win in 2025's market. First, you have to double down on buying right. In a low-rate market, you could sometimes get away with a sloppy purchase price because cheap financing smoothed over mistakes. Not anymore. The purchase price and a RV matter now more than ever. Every dollar you save on the buy side directly helps your cash flow and your refinance outcome. This means sharpening your negotiation skills, knowing your comp's code, and being willing to walk from deals that don't hit your numbers. You also have to be realistic about cash flow. Don't run your numbers assuming rates will drop soon. Don't plan for the day you'll refinance at 4% again. Plan for today's rates. If your deal cash flows now, anything that happens later is upside. But if you're banking on future rate cuts to make your deal work, that's gambling. And that's not how you build wealth safely. Financing flexibility is the name of the game. Maybe it's working with BRRRR Cash. Maybe it's exploring seller financing or forming partnerships to reduce your personal risk. DSCR loans are still a powerful tool. Remember, they qualify based on the property's income, not your personal debt-to-income ratio. But be smart. Make sure the rental income supports the loan at today's rate. Here's a stat to keep in mind. Deals that cash flow at today's rates are 3 times more likely to hit long-term goals and deals that rely on future rate drops to succeed. That's why it's so important to focus on what works now. The final adjustment is mindset. This is a market where fear is holding a lot of people back. The investors who are going to win 2025 are the ones who stop asking, "Is BRRRR dead?" and start asking, "How can I make BRRRR work in this market?" The opportunities are still out there. They just look a little different than they did a few years ago. And that's okay. Every great investor adapts. Every great investor keeps moving. Here's the bottom line. BRRRR in 2025 isn't dead. It's not dying, but it is different. And for the investors who are willing to adapt, to sharpen their strategy, and to run their numbers with precision, this might just be your biggest opportunity in years. While others sit on the sidelines, worried about rates or waiting for perfect conditions, you could be out there building your portfolio one smart deal at a time. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what's really happening with BRRRR right now, hit that like button. It helps more people see this and stop falling for the BRRRR is dead myth. I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me. Do you think BRRRR is dead, dying, or the biggest opportunity right now? What's happening in your market? Let's start a conversation. And of course, subscribe so you don't miss the next video where we'll break down more ways to finance smarter and build faster, even in today's market. Don't forget to subscribe for more clear, practical BRRRR strategies and financing tips. Go watch the next video shown on your screen and click the link in the description if you want help structuring your next loan the smart way.